loading. All right, well, let's try this. There we go. Got it working that time. Over there and over here. And good, 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 good. And we're good all around. A little bit smaller so she can fit. Like that. Bring it. Lockdown. I think we are. Right. So, who do that? John Hickey, what's going on? Richard Oliver, hello, hello, hello. Arun, are you drinking water? No, I'm drinking tea. All right, Travis, do XYFYR? They do, believe it or not, but money hungry. Ooh, cool name. Mommy Sandy, what's happening? Mino, Old School Plum, Scott Blues, Victoria. Centered, like the right person, but Into Deep actually has stuff there. Bazooka, Tinder, Filthy, Ted Justina, all right. Oh, Izzy Art, what's going on? Good trader, where I invest in dividend per week. Now, if what I'm looking for, I'm not the next Netflix or the next whatever. Shareholders for a minimum at all. So I'm looking for cap too. So if you use them, it's simple, it's safe. Let's get to it because I got way too many people to isolate the YouTube channel for some bad characters. Because you guys should be able to ask questions like everyone else. But there are a lot of okay, someone needs to police. First one on the list today is go check this bad boy out. Uh-oh. What the hell? How can I see through these things? You notice I'm only cleaning one side. Rise in. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. A, B, C, D. I don't go from A to F. I don't go from A to G. It's always A, B, C, D. In order. It's a certain way everything goes. So it's paint by numbers. Now, some of you don't know what paint by numbers is. You get a portrait, and then you have little tiny squares. A little is light green, 4 is dark green. You just fill in the colors. That's what we're doing. A plus B equals C. So here, what I'm doing is, number one, I got to mute you guys. I got to keep you guys muted because you get noise in the background. All right? So just unmute yourself if you got a question. All right? We'll go from there. One, or A, however you want to look at it. Number one is going to be create a list of stocks that you like. Simple. This week, 10,130. But there's a lot of companies to look at. Last week, it was 10,000. But anyway, besides the point. Now, hopefully, you got a pen and paper. All right. Dividend readers that you like, thing. With dividend stocks, they have pays a dividend long to thinkorswim.com for a short period of time. But eventually, they are going to want you to step up and put some money into the account and actually use their trading platform. Now, I've been using this because I'm an old dude. I don't want to have to learn new stuff. There's enough crap that I have to learn. Why do I have to learn a new trading platform when I already got this one figured out? Basically the same. All right. Increased its profits to their shareholders. So why is that important? Well, here's the thing. Most dividend stocks, especially the ones that I like, have a tendency to go up in price, up in value, okay, just before the EX dividend, just before they pay their dividend. Now, if you don't know what a dividend is, it is a portion of the company's profits that they give back to us, the investors. Well, you got 3 different types of companies. You got your private companies, which we very rarely get a chance to invest in. Okay, and then we got company A and company B. Well, company A, they take all their profits, put it back into the company for capital appreciation. That means the stock price increase. So a stock can wait 10 years to be able to use that. Means I need cash flow. I've been working since 1973. Now it's time for me to enjoy the golden years, watch my grandchildren grow up, hang out with the little dudes, and just have fun. I only got one at the moment, but I'm hopeful. I got 4 kids. Hopefully they'll pump out something for me. Company B, us, the investors. So if the company's consistently profitable year after year after year after year, well, they give us money, which means I'm getting more money this year than I got dividends. That's what I like. A little bit later, I'll tell you exactly how they trade and why it's important. in my guy on YouTube does. Well, it works. My 9-year-old daughter. Can you teach me? Well, that's what parents and most adults don't understand me. All right, so great. So for a consistent profit, he grabs people up. I grew up IBM, AT&T, Apple. They do. They could say, well, report if you remember that. Okay, goes through Kennedy and then goes forward. If you believe that, General AT&T, General Electric, Coca-Cola machine, every single. It's one of those nothing to do with dates. The EX25. Look at this. About the Dividend looks the exact companies here. General Dynamics. The very first book I wrote give you some kind of quarter. So the dividend is paid. Well, that like to pile up all predictable and more consistent. Got 300. You got 300. You got 300 companies, 6 trading days a day. 100 companies, 6 trading days a day. So think about it. Every night, does it look right to jump up the train? Is it going up that you like? Then coming up that you like. Then coming up this week on a Monday, and hopefully I like to be out by a Friday this week. On a Monday, and hopefully I like to be out by a Friday. To choose from. Year it has been around the VOC, very first dividend stock. So they're the only ones I'm in because and replace that. Are going to be working. You're just not getting mom's house. Help out mom. I live in the Sunshine State. Give boats away for free when they die. What do they do with the boat? As long as the sun is shining, the equation. Because just because you know a stock's going to increase in price, well, what do you do with that information? There are so many trading strategies. Do you buy the stock? Do a spread? Do you do a calendar spread? Do you do a... So what do you do? Would you do with that? That's it. To do this week? Great. As long as... Now, if you can get 1% of a week, you 10 could be language. Okay? Most money by language. Okay? It's just that people make mistakes. Number 1 is the announcement date. It's the announcement date. They tell you what the announcement date. It's the announcement date. They tell you what that is represents paid out. So that is represents paid out. So if you want Labs, McKesson, you like any one of those companies, you got to buy it before the EX date. Third date, the date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. Point blank. You go to the store, open 9 to 5. You come there before 9, you don't get in. The date of record. What strategy? I'm doing week after week. Every time money anywhere that I'm not getting a rate of return on a weekly basis. I'm retired. That's my strategy. I call it dividend capturing 2.0. Okay. 5 rules. Rule number 1. Now, 4. Because in order to get onto my, just 2 criteria. Don't care about anything I'm doing. Think about it. Need money coming in on a consistency and weekly options. To look at it, steps A, B, C, 1, 2, into the chart. You pick your stocks. 3 to 4 seconds. That's it. But basic. You ready? Here we go. Number 1, the high. Number 2, the low. Number 3, where was it a year ago? Number 4, where is it now? Number low, the motion of the blah, 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 blah. Do it quick. What's the direction? That's it. Take you 3 to 4 seconds. That's it. And if that's okay, then we move to the next step. Step number 3, never sell at a loss. Come on. Step number 1. If you're thinking of taking is always right, rule number 2. Number 2, never sell at a loss. Number 3, make sure they're not profitable. Or it's a year. Once we do the chart, 4203. What am I buying at 3-cent loss? I got to change this. It says covered stock and we want single. All right. I want to do what is called a covered call, which is one of the safest trading strategies. But at all, that's the beauty of it. Doesn't have to move at all. All right. Let's proceed. 4203. Well, I'm going to sell the 42s. Well, the 42s is right here. So if I'm buying it at 4203, I'm going to sell it at 42. And I'm going to collect this right here. It's called a premium. Now, stock options, you're 18 and you drive a car or you're living in the... Well, stock options are based on large positions in the stock market. So buy what is called a $100 put. Exact level so you wouldn't lose any money. It sounds great in theory, but you do have to pay a weekly or a monthly. I buy it at 4203. I sell the 42s right there. I can collect 43 cents a share. Now, you're probably thinking 43 cents a share is nothing. Is 1%. What's 1% of 42? What's 1% of $42? No, it's 42. So if I'm collecting 42.03, and if it stays at 42, 11 July, that's tomorrow, 18 July, that's next Friday, 2 Fridays, 3 Fridays, 4 Fridays, 5 Fridays, 6 Fridays, so on and so on and so on. So I can, if I buy Verizon tomorrow morning at 42.03, I can write a covered reducing asset. Hold on, what we're looking to do, 405 cash flow in. Well, think about it. Spend 500 grand, and then you get $5,000 a month return you're getting. Are you getting 50%? Probably. Right. Well, look at this right here. Okay, and take a look. So 3, check out the next. Overall, the 1-year chart. Bottom. Let's take a look. Okay, the bottom of the year was in the middle of. She drops down and just goes sideways. Love that. All right, so last 90 days right there. Okay, here's the last 90 days. Sorry, the last 30 days. I'm looking for the same thing. High, low, was, is. Look at the motion. Down, up, down. What's going on here? $50, just below 10%. Okay, just below 10%. What was it, like 8.5%, 9% from here to here? Okay, profit taking, brought it back down to here. I usually don't make it down, but a gap down on what does that look like? So exactly how I do it. So if, okay, wait a second, I didn't tell you this. For those of you that are new here, okay, this screen right here, that is, here we go. That's my, take a quick look. 5 days. I want to jump in and I want to be out by next Friday. Well, that's what I'm used to. Okay, I grew up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Okay, now my first job was in 1973. Okay, so I'd get up Monday morning and then I get paid Friday afternoon. Well, it's the same thing here in the stock market. Because a weekly option, buy it on a Monday. I don't buy options, I only sell options. Right, so I buy the stock on Monday, I sell the option on Monday, and hopefully by Friday, what we needed to see. Now I'm going to change this for me. Okay, so I wrote a book about something simple for my daughter. Trading strategy. Okay, now I do have paid services. I link to the website, blah, 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 here. Sell an option, don't worry, I got you covered because it's not beautiful. Now, remember I told you I want to do the 42s? Okay, it's a whole different ball game. Here, now on this column, if I move it over the 42, however, let's just start out with be filled, predictable, simple, safe, predictable. Ooh, forgot that safe thing is. Safety. Okay, safe. A covered call is when they say you can do it in your, but a covered, I know exactly how much. Well, how do you know what your profit's going to be? You don't until you sell it. Well, a covered call, I know exactly you sell it. Well, a covered call, I know exactly what my profit's going to be before I even do it. Don't care. My house. Buy one covered 5. Well, that 59 covered 5. Well, that 59 to be precise. No, I did not repeat myself. Jack Bauer. Stock? I'm selling the option. That's why I said. Remember why I said predicting know what kind of rate of return that's going to. Remember why I said predicting know what kind of rate of return that's going to. Rate of selling it at 42, selling it at 40. And then Monday following, I get the want to. Or, perfect example of this. Now, normally, I don't hold on to anything. Okay? The longest, like last year, I would have said the longest I've ever held anything was Kimberly-Clark. I held it for 9 months. Because the longest I've ever held anything was Kimberly-Clark. I held it for 9 months. Because the stock dropped. And then it went sideways for a while. Then finally, because the stock dropped. And then it went sideways for a while. Then finally came back up. Days. Well, awesome. Days. Well, awesome. Well, for $20, and every week comes to 50%. That's the trade. 1 point. Do I like Verizon? That's question number 2. Question number 3 is, do I like Verizon hit my target barbecue? Then they do hear me say, hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk. Broad's been around. Okay, my very first blog post on. But anyway, that something next blog post on. But anyway, that something next. Now only companies. So this is probably my own fault, that weekly options. This is probably my own fault, that weekly options, or I know, tick calls 439 expired. Let's take a look at calls. Get this out of there, go back to right here. Seconds. Remember, it took me 2 seconds to say hell no. Here's the reason why. Down, up. Okay, great. It might work out. But 50s are going for 29. Well, that a year ago the high is a 70. I don't care. I bought it anyway. All right, so that's the bottom right there. Okay? All the way down just below the high. Okay, 1,100 videos on YouTube. You can take a look. I'll tell you what I don't like. When I buy third day, if it looks good in there, yeah, I would have wrote it up. Numbers and see what it looks like. Covered stock. There it is. At the market. There it is. 18 July 20 against the coal stock. 18. So let's get that calculator up. Right there. Divided by 9. Now, you do realize you like coal. Do I like coals? But I slowly drops. Well, then you just buy some more. So anyway, it's a good pick there, Tommy. Nice weekly trader. I'm not a daily trader. All right, Travis. Okay, in and of itself. YFD. Rule number 1, never only. Then Kenzo, okay, whatever. On YouTube, you guys. Why does this keep popping? Okay. No, I'd have to go back to work because all my money would be tied up. Yeah, no, thank you. I want cash flow. Okay, you want to do long term? You're definitely in the wrong place. Sorry. Lemire, good evening. Emilio. Clay Meconico. How can you honestly tell me that this company has 20 years of increased profits if they're only at $1.28? Come on. PPTA. What the hell is that? PPTA. Hell no. Did you pay attention either? Chris? VKTX? That's probably going to be a no. VTKX. VKTX. Oh, well, we got weekly options here. $31. Viking Therapeutics. Now, I like to check out all my stuff on Yahoo Finance. Okay, Yahoo Finance. EX. Viking Therapeutics, 31.29. Oh, imagine that. There are no dividends. There are no dividends in the selected time period. When I say never buy something, buying it. Where are you putting your money? Why don't you just give it to someone else? Let them with dividend stock. E Corporation. Oh, I can say no already. You know why I can say no already? Take a look at this. 2007, 22. Nothing. Yeah, they skipped like 5 or 6 years. And then they went from 53 cents a share to 2023 to 1 cent. To 1 cent to 2 cents. Yeah, no thank you. Why are you putting your money into a company that's not consistently profitable? Seriously, there's over 10,000 different companies in the stock market. Why? Never mind. Clay, Tesla has no dividends. Sorry. Let's get out of there. Altria. This one I know because this one is on my list, and this one I do buy. I do like Altria. All right, and a downward trend. We have the highs here. 40 cents a share. Premium. Usually. Because I bought Altria. Can calls get executed before? Now, the interesting thing, against a position that you own anytime they want before the expiration date of the 18th. Oh, look at this. I got another one. Who did that one? Oh, I didn't get to see who gave me that. Damn it. Anytime between now and the date of expiration. All right? However, European options, you can only... Chris, VOTX. Really? Are you shitting me? Never even heard of it. VOTX. VOTX. Hell no. Come on, brother. VKTX. VKTX. Okay. But we just looked at that. We just looked at Viking. Okay. It has no dividends. No, thank you. If the company's not going to share its profits, how do you know when it's going to move? Now, I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the show, but at the beginning of the show, I was showing the dividend calendar, EX dividend calendar. So it's dividend stocks, Creative J. Woo-hoo. Dividend stock have a so if there is no dividend, how do I know the company's profitable? Well, now I have to go and look at 20 years worth of quarterly reports or annual reports and then look and see. I'd rather just go to the dividends. Are they getting higher and higher? Great. I'm a lazy trader. I also happen to be a successful lazy trader because I'm using something simple, something safe, something predictable, something creative for a 9-year-old. Uh-oh. Shah Jasmeet. Misty, no. Sorry, dude. NYMT. Sheldon, are you kidding me? Didn't I just give that last guy a piece of my mind? I don't have any pieces left. NYMT. NYMT. Hell no. Sheldon, don't you pay attention? I don't know what is it with some people. Okay, I don't do monthly options. Now, if you don't understand where you're going to put your money, fine. I'm not even going to bother with you anymore. Okay, let's keep on going. All right. Creative Journey, how are you doing today? DMAT, downward trend. Chris, yep, saw that one. ULTYJEPQ, INOQ code. All right, we go back here. What do we have? What do we have? Great advice. Money, back again, dude. Cool. How are you today? Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Gen Xer, I'm just listening to hear you say that's a no. Okay, so Chris, monthly options you say, huh? All right. Let's take a look. Monthly options. NYMT. Someone just gave me this piece of crap. It's at 675. Okay? The monthly option. Rid of that. Now, monthly option on this particular stock. Take a look. The current price, 672. The closest strike price is going to be the 5.60 cents I'd be walking away with. If I'm buying it for 694, those numbers don't work. Give you the benefit. Oh, Realty. It's at 56. All right, right there. That is the last 30 days. Okay. So the closest one, 50 right there, it is paying 90 cents. 90 cents. So for those of you who fit, and we're going to divide it by the Realty, okay, for 36.5. Okay, option. Let's multiply 18.9%. But wait, it actually, which you think is better than a weekly, 18% for the year. Okay, 18% is great. Bigger so you can see, because you're going to need to see this to explain this one to me. All right. 30 days ago, here's where we are. It went up, it went down, it went up, it went down, it went up. Idea where it's going to be in 5 days, hypothetically. Great, tell me where it's going to be in a month. Then, tell me what's next 30 days. Month, they just don't options only. Months, the grass grow before I sit in front of my computer looking at that crap. Okay, 10 to 15 minutes a day, that's all I want to do. You can do whatever you want. I don't like monthlies, they just don't. Hell no. Or that bonehead. Next, Amir, what happened to my... Some lessons. Take a look at Wally World. Ooh, check that out. 3 to 4 seconds. That's all it should take. Umar, thank you very much. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Okay, 30-day top, 30-day bottom. She jumps up. 1, 2, 3 days down. This is awesome to see. Now, why is it awesome to see? Not that I want to buy it at this moment, because this looks almost just like that. Because the stock comes down time next week, and then the week for next week on the 3rd day, that's when I will 3 days down day after. It can go down the day after. It will hit a bottom. Happens, things happen, consistently while I want. But listen closely. A weekly option expires on Friday. Friday, that's when it expires. So if you're buying on a Wednesday, you get 3 days of value. Okay? Monday, you have 100% of time value. Because what we're doing is we're selling time. Okay? So we're selling on Monday. Tuesday is worth less. Wednesday is worth less. Thursday less. So does the dollars of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So on Monday, you have 100% of time value for the week, Monday through Friday. Okay, the most time value you're ever going to get is Monday. That's the maximum amount of time value. Lost 40% of time value. Premium every 2 weeks. I was working, punching a time clock 9 to 5 or whatever it was. I did all my trades before I went to work. Wake up an extra 15 minutes. Take a look. What looks good today? Does Walmart look good today? Great. What's it at now? Where does it look like it's going? What is the best trade for me at this moment in time? I got to get some new phone cords. Batteries keep going low. But think about it. Monday through Friday is the maximum amount of value you're going to get. That's like going to... All right. Turns around, goes back up. I want to see what the number's going to look like. So I'm writing it down for next week. And then we'll see what it looks like. Oh, Jake. Uh-oh. Free from it all. Road covered calls. Not necessarily so. Doesn't work. Okay? Jake, I've bought Coca-Cola twice in the last 20 years. Reason being, let's take a look at the numbers. Currently it's 69.77. 69.77. The closest strike price is going to be the 70. The 70 is only going for 62 cents. Twice in 20 years did Coca-Cola ever give me more than 1%. But don't get me wrong, Coca-Cola is a good stock. Okay, and free from it all. Not everyone will be rich by doing this. Because people just... Most people that I've worked with over the years, they're not consistent. They don't do it over and over and over again. And once your account gets to a certain size, it's like, I don't need to do it. Because people an SLB this week, intrinsic. However, you have to take a look at what makes up a stock option. Price. You have the amount of time until expiration. You have implied volatility. You have a whole minute. Black showing up. I'll show you exactly what it looks like. And you'll say, what the hell is that? Okay, so let's go to Google. And in Google, we're going to put in the Google search. Whoops. We got to click on here first. Black. There it is. Black-Scholes equation. Right there. All right. Now, can you see that okay? Okay to deal? Of the current stock price. Strike price, which is K right there. Risk-free interest rates, that's in there somewhere. Time to maturity, that's in there somewhere. Volatility of the asset. This is all what makes up the pricing of the stock options. It's called the Black-Scholes pricing methodology. Thank you. I know the Black-Scholes for a while. ChatGPT runs it for me on various options. Yeah, that's how they come up with the prices for the options. As the stock goes up and down, well, this is how they figure it out. So it's a little on the complicated side for me. Uh-oh. AMD. We looked at AMD. 10X money flip. Interesting name. Play the song. I have no idea what that means. Cap. Flooring. Can you actually just tell me what you're actually doing? Because are you doing like something or like making a song? Like, what the hell is all these likes? I'm not even gonna entertain look at them anymore in a week. Well, to deal, if you're nervous about the stock dropping, don't buy it. Okay, we're not buying something to hold on for 2 or 3 days. You're going to go into it as if you're going to hold it for the rest of your life. It's like if I'm going to do Coca-Cola at 69, however, I will regardless of what the stock price does. Because see, the high is here 74 and the low leery on which ones I'm selling. I want some kind of cash flow. Gotcha, thanks. And the dollar cost averaging comment helped. Yes, it does. But you got to be leery on dollar cost averaging because you don't want to continuing dumping good money into a bad stock. I'll give you, for instance, I bought a stock a while ago, let's say it was like 35 bucks, and then it dropped down. So I bought some more at 30, and it dropped down. So I bought some more at that position. I was like, holy shit, I got 50% of my account in that one position. Yeah, you got to be leery of that one. All right. 10x Money wants to take a look at AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. AMD. The motion down, up, 35. At least with the stocks that I like, consistently increase their dividends. It's a huge difference. You may like AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, but without the dividend, how do you go into the quarterly reports and read all the quarterly reports and share their profits with me? Yes, sir, I got you like the company. I have never once yet down and then went back up. It went to bankruptcy in the mix or in the future. I've never seen a stock go straight up without profit taking. That's all they do. They go down, they go up. They go down, they go up. They go down, they go up. That's all they do. Up, down, up, down, up, down. They don't come to your house and take the dog for the walk and go down. Why is that one off? My screen just went off. Oh, because I wasn't doing anything. All right, so AMD is going to be a no for me. Sorry. Fine daily. Back again. IONQ Incorporated. No idea what they do. Okay. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down. Up, down. Now it's going up. Okay, fine. 45.93 is the current price, so I'll be looking at the 46s. 215. Let's see. How consistently have they increased their dividends? IONQ Incorporated. Oh, imagine that. There are no dividends. So the company does not share that I like, that I know are consistently profitable. Well, how do I know if this company is consistently profitable? You want me to look at all the quarterly reports and all the annual reports? Artificial intelligence will help you out. What companies have been considered no dividends? I don't want anything to do with it. BTU, please. Peabody is 1484. No, BTU. BTU. Anytime a company gives a really huge premium, they usually don't have dividends. Oh, they do have dividends. Imagine that. Let's go. Okay, let's look. 2018, 11, 12, 13, 18, 14. Wait. Why did it go from 13 to 18? I mean, 185. I have a 13. Every single. All right, here we go. Now, this is what they should like. Consistency of profitability. Oh. One time. Okay. Microsoft Corporation, MSFT. All right, I want to look at all the dividends it's paid out all the way back to now 2016, 56, 62, 60, higher and higher. Yeah, babe. Higher and higher and higher. 50 years of increase, 5 years. For me, are there? That company's only like 2 or 3 years old. Program, it's actually a trading JEPQ. Same. Apparently, somebody thinks SPYI is going to be different than everything else. Okay? SPYI. 3-year-old company is. Let's take a look at Alcoa because I know that the motion down, up, down, up. Third great dividends because I buy the high of yesterday. Ask someone else. I would not there. The top, I would put it on 50. Well, the difference move right there. 10% profit or went broke, taking profit. Jumped right there. 10% profit or went broke, taking profit. Jumped up 3 weeks. Up 3 weeks from today. Righty. All right. Why would I personally invest in cryptocurrency? Parks wants to take a look at. Interesting. Probably not a good time to get into, but let's take a quick look. high, low, was, is. Look at the motion. Up, down, up. What's going on here? A year ago, pulls back. The low TDS that days gives me a good jumps up to 100. Profit taking, 88. It's not that point. Consolidated freight, CF. We buy when we see an opposite drops down. Jumped up 10 in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'll look at what's next. It's 10.20. All right, Chris, let me see if I profitable. Unless you are profitable. Unless you 5 years consistently being profitable. That's it. Then put that stock. Dividends, they missed a dividend payment. Then put that stock. Dividends, they missed a dividend payment. They got increased. They got increased profitability. In some there's certain sectors look at value. Oh, there's the low. Up, down. Come on. And it was. Do I want to buy? Do I want to sell? Anytime it gets over 1%, right there. From 90 out at 93, 93, or 94. You want to make things come. Look at Schlumberger. Ooh. Sideways, down, sideways. Schlumberger increases its profitability at 37. And up. Well, it's going up. Look at is more than 10%. Net EPL. Here for a couple of weeks. Don't add nothing but wasting my time. Wally World Creative Journey. Thank you for that. Trend. Why? Trend. Why am I not looking at the motion? I'm not looking at the motion. Coin net. No look at. Coin net. No look at. Gets sent through a filter. Gets sent through a filter. I don't look at. Apparently, you said you don't. I've looked at a whole bunch of the comments. I haven't seen a single stock you asked me to take a look at. So, WTF to you too. MSTY. I looked at. Wow, I missed all the LL, Mara. Oh, wow. Rescues. Going backwards. Then F. No, Mara. Ooh. High, low, was, is. Look at the. Well, I need to buy it for them now because it's getting. If you think that's going to keep C1 already down, we already looked at Walmart. It's the 5th time week. The weeks, not the same. The weeks, not the same. KView, KView, KVU. High, low, was, is. Look at VU. High, low, was, is. Look at the. Excuse me. Okay, excuse me. Okay, a year ago was the bottom right here. A year ago was the bottom right here. Drop, drop, drop. Drop, drop, drop. Monday. Is that for the year or is that Monday? Is that for the year or is that just for the 90 days? That's just for the 90 days. Let's find a period. Up to 22.50. Period. Up to 22.50. Back on the upside. Today and yesterday. So tomorrow, if she opens up higher, I'd like to jump into this one because the numbers look right. This is what I'm looking for. 1, 2. Okay, if tomorrow it opens up higher than 2092, that's my cue to jump in. Opens up higher than 2092, that's my cue to jump in. So let's take a look. What does it look like? Covered call. Take a look. What does it look like? Covered call. Okay, at 1 again earnings. 51 again earnings. 51 cents. That's the question. Price. Hold it for the rest of the day, every single week. Why not? Don't buy it. If you don't understand, that's rule number 1. If you're not willing to hold on 9% every single week, that's close to 100% return. If you can get 1.9 every week. If waiting to see Grok update it all. Tesla, maybe. Okay, awake and alert. OKLO. Okay, awake and alert. OKLO. Awake and alert. OKLO. Why do you only buy stocks the same week? Okay, I already answered that question. Why do you only buy stocks the same week? Okay, I already answered that question. I'm gonna write. Why do you only buy stocks the same week? Okay, I already answered that question. I'm gonna write KView down. Question. I'm gonna write KView down. K-view down. One 1.9. Wow, this week we got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 9. Wow, this week we got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19. 19 halfway decent. Back to where we began. Back to where we began, right there, and Gina. Hi, Gina. Gina wants and Gina. Hi, Gina. Gina wants to take a look at Harley Davidson, HOG. Ooh, nice. Take a look. High, low, is. Look at the motion. Up, down, up, sideways, 25.11. The 25s are going for 50. Down, up, sideways, 25.11. The 25s are going for 50 cents. Now, 50 cents. Now, I own some Harley Davidson. Willing to buy it and hold on to it. I own some Harley Davidson. Willing to buy it and hold on to it. Those are very important. A year ago, Harley Davidson's at 32.50. A year ago, Harley Davidson's at 32.50. September last year. Okay, well the buy shoots up, pulls back, shoots up. Okay, well the buy shoots up, pulls back, shoots up. To jump in. All right, so last 2 days, here to there, back up again. Okay, here's your back up again. Okay, here's your new bottom. See. Here's the 30-day bottom. She shot new bottom. See? Here's the 30-day bottom. She shot up. Profit taking. Now, yeah, why not? Harley Davidson. Let's get rid of this. Let's change this. Covered stock. Let's do the 25s there. Market order. Here we go. And here's Johnny. Buy one covered call. Harley Davidson 100. That's the weeklies. Option against the Harley Davidson stock. Covered call Harley Davidson 100. That's the weeklies. Option against the Harley Davidson stock at the market to open. Here's my profit 46.50. At the market to open. Here's my profit 46.50. My investment 24.54. What rate of return is that? Hold the phone. Get the calculator. Say my investment 24.54. What rate of return is that? Hold the phone. Get the calculator. 50 divided by 24.54. Grand total of 1.89. Or grand total of 1.89. Well, that's close to 1.9. Get 1.89%. I prefer week 1.9. Get 1.89%. I prefer weeklies over monthlies. Monthlies over monthlies. Monthlies. That's close to 100%. We were monthlies. That's close to 100%. We were. So Harley Davidson, this company, at a loss. Never David stocks trading. Harley Davidson, this company, at a loss. Never David stocks trading group. I'm not gonna. It's a list. I'm not gonna. It's a list of my stocks. On the list doesn't mean it's automatic. Parks. We're looked at of my stocks. On the list doesn't mean it's automatic. Parks. We're looked at CF. Parks. We're looked at CF. Other time frame. CF. Other time frames you're working with. Other time frames you're working with. Each company is different. You're working with. Each company is different. Each company is different. What premium questions I need to ask before? What premium questions I need to ask before I stop doing that? No idea who premium questions I need to ask before I stop doing that. No idea who charge before I stop doing that. No idea who charge point out. B rad. Okay. Charge point out. B rad. Okay. Down, up, down. Now it's going up. Now. B rad. Okay. Down, up, down. Now it's going up 20 seconds. Down, up, down. Now it's going up 20 seconds. Go. 20 seconds. Go. 36.59. Go. 36.59. Okay. What do you 36.59? Okay. What do you think? Last 30 lower lows. What do you think? Last 30 lower lows. Okay. Higher high, lower low. That's a okay. Higher high, lower low. That's a what do they call it? An inverted. What do they call it? An inverted pennant. See, it's expanding. It's a pennant. See, it's expanding. Sorry. Expanding. Sorry. Point makes electric car out. Sorry. Point makes electric car out. Point makes electric car out. Half hour ago. That's my Tesla does not have dividend valuation. So it's hard to judge exactly where it's going to go. And it's not very predictable. I like judge exactly where it's going to go. And it's not very predictable. I like predictability. Okay, so when you get retired, everything changes to do something that's crazy. Okay, so when you get retired, everything changes to do something that's crazy changes. 0, 3, 4, 4. You have stock for your 2-year-old cash flow. Okay, not for a person. It's not what I'm looking for. We already looked at that one. Seriously, Chuck, we looked at BTU about an hour ago. NEKC. That's exactly why I bought a bunch of Intel. Steady 1 to 1.4%. Hey, I love TC. Ooh, 2382. The 20 this payment. I've actually watched it from nothing of increased dividends. There's a reason to it. TD $6. Low right there, 18. Profit taken. Think again. Month per month. How much do I need to invest? 250,000, 1% a week. H, you love sure. Now it's down to 290. Keeps going down. It's in the middle of May in a row. So if you up, down, here's your 30 days. If you get it here, look, we'll turn around, go back up. What's tomorrow's? That's 1 day to the upside. And don't worry about what opinions of you. Opinions of you. That's my point. GNC, Paw, AG. Look at the premiums. Another, and there's a few other ones. Now, remember when I say I really don't. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. No. It's one of those. For Lloyd. High, low. Yeah. 200% in. 50 cash on hand. I'll tell you what. It's right there, dividend stock. Tell with me. Fine. Drop your number. So if you're on YouTube, okay? All right? And $100,000 should give you around $50,000 a year. Personally, me. I'm not going to pawn it off to someone else. Because I help a lot of people. So some of you email. I don't do WhatsApp. I don't do currency. I don't do futures. I don't do quick contracts. A great idea. You guys are using my picture, using my voice, using everything that I have, trying to sell other people's stuff. Well, if you don't talk to me personally, hello, you know what I mean? Yeah, you want to chat, send me numbers. Okay, you want information. All this information. Jake, what would the cost? Yeah, it's a $500 stock. We just did QS. Right there. Jake, no sir. David, thanks. Jake, $50,000. I have no idea what that means. Jake, Papa, wow. Broke, taking profits. Taking profits. Give it a nod. Ford was my #1 stock a few years. Low is, look at the motion. Down, sideways, then up. 1191. So we're looking at the 12. The 12 is going for 13. That's more than 1%. But I wouldn't be buying Ford now because take a look at it. Last 30 days. What do you think? Seriously, ask yourself the question. What do you think? $10. Now it's at 11.90. Only ask the question once. Because those guys just you people on YouTube, you can look at the question. Everyone on YouTube, but just some of them. You know, one bad apple does spoil the whole bunch. For those who don't know, that was Donnie Marie. Good evening, people. Bill Kardashian back again. Jake, how do you lose money in this strategy? Jake, you lose money in this strategy by hitting the wrong button. Now, that sounds so elementary, so juvenile, so beginner. Yeah, everyone does it. Okay, you may think, yeah, I'm not going to hit the wrong button. Yeah, you will. Everyone does it. I hit the wrong button 3 times this year. One time. Okay, Be Happy. NO Data, never heard of them. Oh, wow, we got 1 minute left. Let's breeze through this. Stock drops a lot quickly. Not always. Jake, that's why you roll the call lower into the following week. Thanks again. Let's do this. Sit down. Are you talking to me correct? Chris Lloyd? Yeah, we already did that. They're asking new views to report you. New viewers to report you. Well, that's terrible. That's okay. I got about 15, 20 minutes ago. Oh, look at that. Okay. Dozy Doe. Tariff derangement syndrome. Nerves. Everybody panicked, sold, and it's like the stocks just dropped on the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Yeah. Let's take a look at another day. Black Eye Joe, we just looked at Ford a little while ago. Brian Cook, Procter & Gamble, we'll have to look at it another day. It's 11 o'clock. I'm usually done. Okay, Qubit. Q-U-B-T. Which one is it? Q-B-U-T? Q-U-B-T. Quantum computing. 6 months ago it was at $1. If it's at $1 6 months ago, how can it possibly have 2 decades, 20 years of increased profits? Can you please look at Christopher Lloyd? We looked at QS already. You asked me like 5 times. RP be a good investment if possible. News rotating around it Monday. XRP. I don't do XRP percent. Yep, I've been doing Mara also. Syndrome. EG. I was in hog at 35. You wrote down. Was it KVUE? KVUE. Sorry, at work only listening. Okay, got it. PG, Procter & Gamble, good one. Consolidated Edison's over 200 years old. Great company. However, they only do monthlies. Okay, Jose, BMY, Bristol Myers Squibb. Awesome. Eric, same thing, BMY. Oops. Aaron, do you always get the max profit on covered calls? No. Here's the funny thing, Aaron. You, me, and 9 other guys, there's so many different factors going in. We could be sitting right next to each other and hit the exact same keystrokes on the keyboard and we'll all get filled at different numbers. But it's pretty much extremely accurate. BNDX. No idea what that is. We'll have to look at it next time. SoFi. Have to look at it next time. Holy cow. That's it. I'm sorry. That, Christopher Lloyd, I appreciate that. I do. I do try to answer every single question. And for the most part, I get every question answered here, every question answered here, every question answered here and here. Brian Cook, ED, is Consolidated Edison. They do monthlies. I mean, yeah, they do monthlies. Procter & Gamble, great. Arshad. That's about it. So, that being said, you guys have a great night. Have a great weekend. For those of you on the list, we'll be 30 to make sure everybody that's following me doesn't lose any money. That's my main priority. Okay, so I don't care if I lose money. Whoever's following me, I want to make sure that they don't lose. Weekend, and we'll see you again Sunday. I don't work Friday nights, and I don't work Saturday nights. Last year, it was 7 days a week. 3 hours a night, 7 days a week. This year, now I'm taking 2 days off. Again, tomorrow at 2:30. Look for the link around 1:30, somewhere in that area. Okay, so you guys over here. The end is here, my friends. What the hell went there? Case for which I'm certain I've lived.